Trying something absolutely new here. I thought I'd share with you some of my TikTok meanderings and findings, and there you go. A little bit of eye-catching, a little bit of fun, a little bit of, you never know, right? So there you go. The link is in my blog for sources. I'm not stealing it. All right, let's go into the biggest news piece that I have right now is this right here. Approximately 30% of listings are invisible to the regular home buyer. Okay, well, how does this help you as a consumer? How does this help you as a buyer? It doesn't. This helps Compass. This helps the stakeholders and stockholders. This helps agents. And I'm not a huge fan of coming soon. I'll tell you that straight up because I don't think it helps you as a consumer. NAR allowed it and our MLS has allowed it. And I'll show you in a minute here some of the different ones that we have coming in, but I don't think it helps you. It forces you to have to work with somebody that you might not want to work with. It forces you to work with a Compass agent if you want to see all of the listings. And I think that's monopolistic maneuvering, but I'm not a lawyer, so don't ask me what the truth is. I don't think it's helpful to you. Bottom line, if you're a buyer or a seller, you're not being serviced, you're being sold on how to sell your house, thinking that it's great that you can do exclusive. Now, I'm not saying it's bad for everybody. I've sold houses off market where people didn't want to do open houses. They did not want to have hundreds of people stomping through their house. I totally understand that. And if it's a very exclusive luxury home, I could totally understand that. But for a regular tract home, it's just a marketing ploy. You don't get caught up in it. It reduces visibility. There's huge controversy between us and them. I'm not with them. I used to be with them, and I thought that would be helpful. And then when I went through it once or twice, what I realized it was just a marketing scheme. And now the CEO, Robert, is putting his reputation on the line to make sure that everybody understands that he's the king daddy. But here's something that a lot of people don't know. If they had an opportunity to leave, they would. This is not mine. This is not something that, and this isn't just Compass, this is anywhere. The Century 21, Coldwell Banker, Sotheby's, Coco, blah, 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 said they would consider leaving if Compass's acquisition moved forward. And 18 said they'd definitely go. 21 said the deal negatively impact their business because nobody wants to be the 800-pound gorilla. From a CEO standpoint, from the C-level standpoint, it absolutely makes sense. But if you're an agent, if you're an individual contributor, if you're a real estate agent or even an office manager, how does that help you? Yeah, you get great tools. They're okay. Oh, you get the big name. Yeah, okay. You get to do exclusive. Well, we already discussed that it's not helpful to you as a consumer. And when I was there, I left. I liked the people, my office manager, my broker, all the individuals that I worked with, including the admin staff. They were amazing. I just did not like it. It wasn't my fit. It could be a fit for many people, and I totally understand that, but that's not a fit for me. And that's why I went to a basic pay for what you get broker where I have access to a broker anytime I want. I have access to legal anytime I want. I have access to anything I want, anytime I want, but I don't need it. And when I do, it's there at my fingertips, just like every other decent, I'm not saying Compass or Century 21 are not decent brokerages. I think they're fantastic. I think Coldwell Banker teaches their agents to be first of class. Absolutely. But this whole thing about keeping your house listing off market so that you can market it exclusively does not help you as a consumer. And you can read all these articles down in my blog. My blog is linked down below. Okay. Las Gatos house of the week, $1.5 million. List price decrease, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. I think we talked about it last week or the week before, but it was 764 square feet on a 2,500 square foot lot. Not much you can do with 2,500 square feet. It's going to make it really difficult for you to build anything on there unless you want to go multi-density, which probably isn't allowed in Los Gatos. And the one thing is it's walking distance to downtown, right? You got that. But I don't know how you're going to put 2,500, a house, a McMansion, a large house that's worth at least $2.5 million, because if you build a house, it's going to cost you about $1 million. If you pay 1.5, I don't know how you're going to be able to put that on a very small lot, which is why it started off at 1.75. It's been on market for 66 days and it's now down to 1.5. I bet you could probably get it for $1 million if that's something you wanted. Yesterday, we talked about Willow Glen. Same idea. It's what's happening these days, right? If you want to get into a nice neighborhood, this is what you kind of have to do unless you have tons of stock. All right, list price to sales price ratio. Highest sold price in Santa Clara County was this one right here. Let me just do this real. $11.5 million sold for 7% over list price. Why? Because they are attracting the market. They're not making the market. Let's go this real quick. Bing. There you go. We'll do 8. My client full. There we go. $11 million for a pretty standard looking house. Oh, geez. Yep. Palo Alto, $11 million sold in 7 days. Why? Because it was probably worth $11 million and they underpriced it by $1 million and they got people in. 7 days on market. I'm telling you, if you market it correctly, you're helping, you put it on market for a few days to see where you are. If you overprice it, it's going to sit. This one sold in 21 days, which it's not abnormal. It's not against the market. I think it's 25 days to sell in Santa Clara County, 23 on average. If you go over that, you're hurting yourself, right? Just understand you're hurting yourself. But this one sold at 100%. It's the lowest sold house. It's in San Jose, right by downtown. So there you go. This is for a renter. This is the highest list price to sales price. It sold for 30% over list price. Original was $2 million, sold for 2.7, sold in 8 days. Why? Because you attract the market. Don't be afraid. If you list it at where you think your market is or above, you're selling in lack and you're not going to sell your house, period. This is the lowest list price to sales price ratio. Again, you have the mindset of, well, they're going to negotiate with me. Well, what if you just attracted the market and got bids instead of one offer? Now you're at 2.4, now you're at 1.9. So you lost $500,000 because you had a mindset of lack. If you listed it at $2 million, you probably would have got 2.1, 2.2. You had to be at one, whatever it's cost. And here's the value is the 2.3 acres, not the older house. The house was built 50 years ago and it's nice, but you're also on